Hey, what's up, YouTube? So I'm trying this out for the first time. The webcam that is on my Chromebook, which is obviously not very good, but I am giving it a shot. So um, if you are joining me at another time, you're not watching this live because as I'm looking at this, nobody is, but that's fine. That's what we're here for, right? We're here to check things out and try new things, and that's what I'm doing with this. So what I'm doing today is going to talk to you about this weekend. This weekend that just passed on Sunday, I went to a swap meet of all things, and a swap meet like this is mainly car swap meet, and the car swap meet, has an eclectic bit of everything at it because people bring all kinds of stuff from Disney pins to glassware to obviously car parts and stuff like that, tires, and but there's all kinds of stuff there. So occasionally I find comic books, and it's not often, and look, more often than not I don't, but I do find them. And so on Sunday morning, about 7 o'clock, I made my way over to the fairgrounds where they had this, and picked up some comics. And so I'm going to show you kind of what I found and what I paid for them. And it was only one dealer, one guy who had some comics, and trust me, they were thrashed in terms of the stacks of comics that were there. There was no order to them, obviously. The bags and boards were the bags at least were sticky, so they're gross. They're really bad. Anyway, so the reason I'm bringing that up is, you really have to be picky and choosy on what you're picking up. A lot of them look like they had mold on them and stuff like that, and water damage was really bad. Usually when I'm doing stuff like that, the books are pretty cheap, so I glance them over. I'm not going to sit there and open them up and kind of be picky on that part of the condition, because either I find something or I don't. And if I find something pretty cheap, then it's worth picking up. So that's what I decided to do. So this is kind of what I picked up. First thing I picked up on this, and I don't know why it's dark like that on the side. That's kind of weird. I'm gonna have to figure that out of this webcam. But first thing I picked up from this guy was some Pokemon comics. Now, these aren't in great shape, obviously. They're not. But I like to have a box with kids' comics in it. And so the reason I do that is very simple, because parents are always at shows with their kids, and I love families when they do that, because I brought my kids and now they go themselves. But it's always great to have comics for the kids, because parents are always looking to get them something. And if you have something that's all ages, it really makes it easy for them. I usually have a stocks of, a good handful of My Little Pony comics or Sonic the Hedgehog comics, or something like this, something that like Pokemon. Now, these are not high grade in any shape or form. I mean, look at these things. They're not. They're beat up. But because I might be getting them for 50 cents or $1 from this person, I throw it in a bag and a board, and I could put $5 on it. The kid's happy. It's going to get thrashed anyway from the kids opening up and reading it and going through the pictures. So for me, that's worth picking up just for $1 or less. It just makes complete sense to do that when you're out and you find stuff like that. I also picked up this awesome Betty and Veronica Dan DeCarlo cover. Anytime DeCarlo does bikinis and beaches, and it has Betty and Veronica on it, and you get it for cheap, do it. Pick it up. It makes sense. Why not? And this is a nice copy. It's a newsstand. As you can see, it's pretty solid. No issues to it. This is issue 344 itself. So beautiful book. And like I said, DeCarlo, check. It checks all the boxes. It's got bikinis. It's got DeCarlo, and it's got Betty and Veronica. So it's a done deal. The only other book I got from him, which surprised me, is this one, and it's Archie's Girls, Betty and Veronica 320. This, of course, is the very first appearance of Cherry Blossom. It's a newsstand, obviously, but it's also not in great shape. As you can see, it's got some issues to it. But when you're buying a book like this for $1 or less, you can be a little forgiving on what it is that you're getting. It is a key, so you don't see these in the wild very often, if at all. Now I can clean this up. I can do a clean on it and get all the dirt off of it. I can't do obviously anything about that part of it where it's ripped and it's missing it's just missing right there. But I can make it presentable and price it for somebody that wants to add it to their collection at a show where I'm setting up at. And it's an affordable key at this point. But you're easily going to make your dollar back, and you're going to do a little better than that. I mean, it's a no-brainer at that point. So that was at the swap meet. Like I said, normally I don't pick up much at swap meets. It's very rare that I do, but I do. And that was one of the cases where I found that, and I was all for that. That was awesome. So that was in Turlock, California. That the swap meet was going on Sunday. So at that point, took a trip to Lodi up north, up near Elk Grove and Stockton area, up north a little higher than that. And so they had their annual Lodi Street Fair. Now this is usually half the dealers are going to be craft stuff. Okay. So I kind of avoid that street. There's two streets and then some side streets. The side streets have the food, and then they have some businesses that are, promoting their, what they're doing and things like that. So I kind of avoid those side streets and then the craft street. And I stick to where the antique dealers are, because that's where you're going to find, some comics. And you may only find a handful of them. You may find a lot. It just depends on what you're looking for specifically. So overall, I didn't really find too much in the street fair itself. I only found one book that I bought. But don't discredit the places that are around on that street, because this is always in a downtown area, and you're going to find some antique shops in that area. So when I did, I went into a shop, and it was an upstairs, downstairs antique shop. And I know that there's always there's a comic dealer that's down there, not dealer, but he sells toys and magic cards and stuff like that. So he has comics, and it's roughly probably, I don't know, 15 or 16 short boxes worth of books down below. There's no order to them. He does put a sticker, a price sticker on them. So I'm going to go over what I found, and that's what this little stack is right here. And I'm not going to spend too much time on each book, because you're going to see what they are. And I'll tell you, the first stack I'm going to show you is stuff that I got for $1. And it's not really in any order that I'm going to show you, but it's interesting to see what myself, who I've been selling at shows for well over eight years or so, and I do Berkeley Con, and I do Stockton Con, and any showdown as far as Bakersfield up through the Bay Area, and up in the Sacramento area, and a little bit north of that, like in Roseville and stuff. And I'm hoping to jump into WonderCon this year. So that's going to be my biggest show I do. But let's get into these. These are books I found for $1, and these were all down there. And they look, these boxes have been pilfered through time and time again. The person who has this booth does put in new stock every once in a while, because I have bought down in this area before. And so usually when I go there, I'm buying 30 to 35 or 40 books. So usually I find some pretty good stuff. So anyway, so here's what I picked up. All right. So like I said, these are books I picked up for $1. And this is Ultimate Captain America issue 1. I think this is the annual, or not. No, this is just Ultimate Captain America #1. Now, obviously, the homage cover. from Mike Zeck cover. It's got Black Panther in this one instead of Wolverine, kind of getting at Captain America and his shield. But I figured for $1, this is a very solid buy, and why not? This is a great cover, and it's one of the better homage covers. It's like Brandon Peterson did this cover. So again, for $1, I'm going to pick that up all day. Here's Black Panther, The Man Without Fear. Kind of Black Panther took over the Daredevil book, and this is issue 514. So this was $1. This is not a variant or anything like that. Here's Marvel Fanfare 57, another book I got down there for $1, and this is an amazing Sheena cover. Just unbelievable cover. I think this is just one of the better covers from this run, issue 57. So if you're, this is a complete cover play. I mean, this is a gorgeous cover. It's 80s, and why not? For $1, I'm going to do that. It's actually 1991. So I'm going to pick that up all day long. Here's an Annihilation book, The Heralds of Galactus. An amazing part of the connecting cover that I got for $1. This is issue 2. So for $1, why not? Here's part of the New 52 run of Justice League. This is the variant. This is issue 8. So this is it's a pretty cool variant. Not one I see very often. This is the part of the Shazam storyline that was going through the book at that time, and I just don't see this variant often. It may not be very pricey, but for $1, I'm gonna pick it up. You know, here is X-Force 13, another $1 pickup. These are just amazing covers by Clayton Crane. I mean, the guy is just a master. So if I see these, and I'm just going to pick them up for $1 always. I mean, it's just a no-brainer. All right, so here's a Justice League Dark number 38. This is a variant. This is the Flash 75th anniversary variant. So I was like, you know what? For $1, I'll pick that up. Justice League Dark is still a property being developed for HBO Max. So will it happen? Who knows? But if it does, I'm a little bit more prepared with that. Here's Red Hulk number 2. Nothing spectacular about this. It's not a variant cover. For $1, I'm going to pick it up. Here's Fall of the Hulks issue 3. So again, for $1, I'm going to pick that up. Avenging Spider-Man 15.1. This is the second printing of it. So if I find a second print in the dollar bin of a title like this, I'm going to pick it up because, usually it has different cover art, maybe an interior page or something like that. And I haven't really looked on this yet to see if that is the case. But I'm not familiar with the first printing off the top of my head. But for $1, I'll pick it up. Here's Avenging Spider-Man number 13. This is a Deadpool cover. So, of course, I'm going to pick this up for $1. I mean, it just makes sense to, right? I mean, it's $1. Here's, again, the Black Panther taking over Daredevil. This is Black Panther 529. So this is getting closer to the end of that run. And this is it's a fun book read. And anything Black Panther like that, I'm picking up. Here's X-Men Manifest Destiny. It's a Dazzler cover. It's not a variant that I'm aware of. It is the 70 years Marvel 70th year. So this could be a variant. I didn't look, because I just picked it up for $1. So I was like, why not? Here's Mirage Studios Turtles. It's issue 29. It's not. It's like maybe a 7, but for $1. I'm going to pick it up. Makes sense. Pick it up. Here is Avengers Academy number 1. You never know which characters out of this might pop with the next generation of heroes coming. I mean, it's inevitable. The market is crazy right now with jumps and characters that are just anywhere. And for $1, it's worth picking these up if you find them, because there's characters in here you're not thinking of, but they're thinking of. And for $1, it's low spec. It's low play. This one made me laugh. I was kind of surprised to see this in here for $1, but you know, Beavis and Butthead were huge when I was growing up, and at least in my later teen years. And here's Beavis and Butthead #1. It's a first print, and it's for $1. Beavis and Butthead are coming back, man. So I'm gonna pick that up all day long. Now here's a Spider-Man Noir variant. This is issue 4. Yeah, picked it up for $1. I mean, it makes sense, right? $1. Gonna pick that up all day long. There's a Totally Awesome Hulk. This is issue 17. It's not a variant, but for $1, I'm gonna pick it up. Most of this run has you know, Silk in it, and it has Shang-Chi in it, and it has, you know, anything like that together, I'm going to pick it up. So for $1, it just made a lot of sense. Here's a late Quasar issue. I think Quasar went to 60, if I'm not mistaken. Here's issue 57. It's a solid copy. These later issues of Quasar or any Marvel title at this time were not heavily ordered. Obviously, they're much lower print run. I mean, Sleepwalker and Darkhawk last issues are nearly impossible to find in high grade. So makes sense. Pick them up for $1, even better. So here is The Order #1. This is from the Initiative run for $1. I mean, again, Marvel Heroes Future. I mean, for Future Heroes, this is easy spec. You know, it's for $1. It's no brainer. This one kind of surprised me. I've seen this cover before. It's an early Hughes. It's an early Adam Hughes. This is from Millennium Comics. This is Wild Wild West. This is Adam Hughes it was published in 1990. At least the artwork was done in 1990. It could have come out in 91. But I think it's 1990 because this is October of that year. So it makes sense that this could be a book that was drawn early in the year. And it's just not a Hughes cover you see very often, Adam Hughes. And this is way before he was doing just AH, you know, for the book, for his covers at least. So it was a really cool book to find. All right, so this was pretty fun. The guy there had on top of his booth with all kinds of other stuff that, you know, sometimes and this is what it said. It said sometimes he likes to hide gems inside the boxes just because he can. Now I believe him in a way, but I also question if he really knows what he has, because in my opinion, if you drop a $5 or $10 book in the boxes down below, yeah, you're going to get somebody to come back again and again to look for stuff, because it's those little nuggets that keep people coming and checking things out and seeing what you have. But these 3 books here, even beyond that I'm going to show you, are a little bit bigger than that, a little bit better than that. And so it makes me wonder if he really knows what he has or what these books are doing in the market, because these weren't here the last time I was at this shop. And that was probably, I would say, about a month ago I was there at this antique shop. So he's restocked this stuff, and these books were not there. In fact, none of the books that I picked up were there. So it makes me question whether this guy really knows what he has in terms of what books are selling for now. And even later, these aren't new books that I'm going to show you here. And I got these for $1. Okay. These are, well, you know what they are. It's Psylocke. It's that miniseries 2010. These are classic David Finch covers. And these are not super cheap books. Okay. These are books, in my opinion, that you're not going to find for $1 in a dollar bin anywhere else. That's for sure, because people should know that this book is not super cheap. They should know that. It shouldn't take rocket science to figure that out. Okay. So this is issue 2. Beautiful David Finch cover, and it was $1. So, you know, no brainer. Issue 3, again, David Finch cover, Psylocke, issue 3, again, $1. Now, he has other books in those boxes, that are not $1. They're like $3. They're like $5. He even has some books in that are $10. So it would make sense to me if he knew what he had, he wouldn't be pricing this at $1. Okay. So again, I question whether he really knows what he has and how to price things in those boxes. It's going to make me go back. I mean, it's a 45-minute drive for me to get there, and I'm going to go do it. So this is probably okay. So again, another one that kind of surprised people. This is still in the poly bag. I think the poly bag is actually opened, but it really doesn't matter. This is the Virgin of Ultraman #1, a Ken Stacy painted cover. It's the very first Virgin cover that was ever done, at least according to Key Collector app. And I do believe that that is correct. This is the first Virgin cover ever done. So a very cool book, and to find it for $1, even better. I mean, no brainer. I remember when that book heated up, and I have so many books that I found it, and I was able to sell one very quickly in the $20-$30 range on eBay. I mean, it was a no-brainer. And that was a book that you found quite often in dollar bins, and you don't really now, although I just did. So I don't know. This is probably the biggest book I got in the dollar bin. It's the last one of the dollar book buys that I found, and that would be the second printing of Psylocke, issue 1. So this book, this is what makes me really question whether the guy there who has that booth really knows what he has. This is not a cheap book. Okay. You can see I picked it up for $1. This is not a book that is beat up. It's a solid 9.6, 9.8 candidate. I mean, it's gorgeous. All right. It's a very nice book. And this book regularly sells over $100 easily. And this book will look gorgeous on a wall in the back at a booth when I start doing shows again in January. And this is going to be, I mean, this is a big book. It's not a book you see very often. I've never found one in the wild for sure. So I was thrilled that I found it and picked it up, and for $1, even better. So this is the only book I found for $3. Again, he prices his books 1, 3, 5, and 10. I haven't found anything higher than 10. And so this one was, to me, a no-brainer. Ultimate Spider-Man 152. This is the J. Scott Campbell Black Cat cover. And again, $3. No-brainer. This is a $25, $30 book all day long at a show, or even more on eBay. This is easily a $30, $35 book. So an easy pickup for $3 and a no-brainer. Hit my camera there. This is the most expensive book I bought there at the antique shop, and this is Young Avengers Presents The Patriot. They're kind of like one shots. And this is issue 1 of the 6 they did. And this was $5. So we got to meet the Patriot in Falcon Winter Soldier, obviously, when Isaiah Bradley was being shown. This is the young man that opened the door to his home. And so will we see more of this character? I believe so. I think we will. So for $5, I mean, this is an easy pickup, no big deal. For $5, any of these Young Avengers Presents books are a no-brainer at $5. I mean, you're just, you pick them up. I mean, that's what Spec's all about, right? I mean, you, as a dealer myself, I have to look at it like that's what I'm going to pick up, because that's the little cornbread that I get, and then I can reprice these things a little bit better. So the only book I found at the actual street fair is this. It's Dave Stevens, amazing artist and writer of creator of The Rocketeer. This is Pacific Presents The Rocketeer issue 1, and I paid about $10 for this. He had it priced on the back at $10. I'm not gonna. If the guy has it priced right, in my opinion, and the condition is good. There's no reason to try and haggle with the guy. Just pay the amount and get out of there, and keep going forward. I mean, there's no reason to. So pick this up for $10, and it was a no-brainer. So I picked up a book on eBay. It got delivered today. I was going to open this up. I haven't opened it up yet, and kind of show you what I picked up. It would really suck if the book was damaged when I opened it up, but I guess we're gonna find out, huh? So anyway, my buddy Mike, Mike is he put it in a Gemini mailer, but did not tape it to the Gemini. People, tape your book in the Gemini. I don't want to see this. Okay, I don't want to see this, because books that move even in a Gemini can get damaged. It's not good. So this is a book that came out I think last week, not this week, last week, and my buddy Mike picked it up at the local comic book shop that he goes to in Sacramento, and showed it to me. And of course, the shops where I go to here locally didn't carry this. It's from Heavy Metal. This is a Cold Dead War issue 1. So I love these kind of covers that have the kind of the cover art to military airplanes, you know, the paintings that are on the side, and that is what this is homaging. It's a little TNA, obviously, but it's actually done pretty well. I like the American flag shoes that are on her feet. It's well done. I don't know what the print run of this book is, but I couldn't find it locally, that is for sure. And I'll be honest, I didn't even check Midtown or any other place for it. So it could still be available for cover. I found it on eBay for $10 shipped, and I was like, all right, you know what? I'm going to pick it up. So that's it. Cold Dead War issue 1 from Heavy Metal. A really sweet looking cover. So if that interests you, there you go. So anyway, there you go. There is my haul from the weekend. I'm going to try and do these once a week. Obviously, I'm trying to increase my kind of YouTube outtake more, do more videos. Just trying to get my channel up and running a little bit better. I am writing articles for Shortboxed, the app Shortboxed, and I have a 2-part article coming soon on nostalgia. And there are a couple articles already on there. I did a year in review from last year, and I had mentioned how Nintendo comics from Valiant in the early 90s were starting to blow up, and to pay attention to it. And now it's really blown up. It's really blown up. And so that's the crazy stuff. The crazy stuff is something like that, because 9/8 of Super Mario 1 are selling in that, you know, they're $2,200, $2,400 range now. So it's absolutely crazy. And I'm still 4 or 5 books short of everything. From that line, there are 55 to 57 books from that line. I'm going to do a video soon on what the differences are of those books, because there are some newsstand editions of those, and usually I see the listings on eBay and Mercari as wrong. They're listed wrong. That the buyers are the sellers don't list them correctly. And there's not a lot of information out there on it. It's not easy to find. So getting that information to people's hands is what we need to do to get correct information for the buyers, because when they're buying stuff and it's not right, we got to get that figured out. Anyway, hey, thank you guys for checking in, and please hit that like button and subscribe button. Yeah, I did my first live video here and nobody watched it live. hopefully that changes with each one of you. So check it out if you like what you see, and you want to see more and hear more and me do more of these kind of videos. Please let me know. I appreciate it. My name is Brian Wells. You can check me out at local shows or in shows in California under my name, Comic Web. You can also check out the Comic Web on eBay. That is my username on eBay. I got 1,300 items for sale right now and there now. 100% feedback. Obviously, take care of my customers. So let me know what you think below. And thank you guys very much.